they need most.
This is the model Spring ISD was looking for to help with the shortages they were facing in the classroom.
We have had a long-standing partnership with Harris County Department of Education. We had the opportunity to design the program that met our specific needs. I wanted to make sure that we found a partner that aligned with what we like to call our Springway systems and routines. This is the way we do things in spring, and that was our first call.
Another call was being made, this time between two former Prairie View basketball teammates and friends.
A teammate of mine by the name of Mr. Travis Barnes, I was living in Chicago and he called me and said that, about an opportunity with Spring ISD.
So I just kind of called him up and I said, hey man, it's a teaching position open. I think you should come try it out.
They were allowing first-year teachers join the district. Didn't have to be certified, but they will allow us to work through getting our certification.
When I first got into the program, what I noticed was that they worked one-on-one with each one of their candidates. So that was the best thing for me, and they actually formed a personal relationship with us as well.
It's 6, 7, or 8 coaches with, just the mass amount of people that we have supporting us, as well as our fellow cohort classmates who can also provide us feedback.
Watching their growth from day one is really powerful for us and rewarding. Then we go watch them in their classrooms, and it's just a proud moment for us because we see them doing what we've taught them, but in a very natural way.
In spring, we believe that we win as a team. All of us together will ensure that we have high quality teachers in our classroom with our students.
A partnership between organizations to produce exceptional educators.
So we're really a guide in terms of helping them stay the course when it gets really hard, because there are lots of days when they just need somebody to say, you can do this, like you were born for this, keep going.
I learned that sometimes you may get a little nervous, but with the right group and the right people pushing you, everything will be all right.
Somebody raise their hand.
I'm grateful for the opportunity, very grateful. You get a free program, and then you also get people that actually care about your growth. So that's one of the main things for me, like they care about your growth, and they also with you every step of the way as well.
Harris County Department of Education's Center for After School, Summer and Enrichment, or CASE for Kids, provides out-of-school time opportunities for Harris County's children, and for many, set them on the course to incredible futures.
What's going to be the temperature of this planet? Is it going to be really?
After school is a time to explore, create, serve. Our staff strive to ignite kids' imaginations, to spark creativity, build relationships.
Through the comprehensive after-school programs team, we service over 40 different after-school programs throughout Harris County across several different school systems, and we provide services to our youth, our communities, our schools, and our families through academic assistance, social enrichment, college career readiness, as well as family engagement programming.
HCDE's CASE for Kids is the largest out-of-school time intermediary in Texas and wants to see that every child in Harris County has access to high-quality learning opportunities.
A lot of what we do is to broker services through other folks. We are able to equalize opportunities. We are able to bring opportunities to kids across Harris County, kids that would not otherwise be able to access arts, sports, environmental, service learning opportunities.
American citizens to vote her out and vote whoever else they feel.
One of the most popular after-school programs is debate. Debate has so many lifelong benefits.
The 40s and 50s about civil rights.
CASE enables students from lower income families to participate by taking care of competition fees, transportation, food, and in some instances, clothing.
Coming to CASE for Kids, where we get pretty much free entries, we're fed all day. For students that come from underprivileged backgrounds, which would be most of my team, this has been an extremely fun and I think important thing for us to come to once every month.
Our department equalizes opportunities. We leverage dollars, we share resources, and we work to drive change. We work with the nonprofit who's bringing in the expertise, and together we can create a service that is lower cost than if someone was trying to do it alone.
In partnership with the Harris County Education Foundation, Case for Kids supports school day learning through the annual EcoBot Challenge. Over 300 4th through 8th graders prepare throughout the school year to compete with students across the county.
What they did here is really, really amazing.
During the summer, the learning and fun continue due to the County Connection Summer Youth Initiative grant. HCDE funds the 8-week summer initiative for 40 different organizations that provide activities throughout the summer that include camping, cooking, sewing, fine arts, academic enrichment, and mentoring. Case for Kids also provides ongoing professional development, research-based curriculum, supplies, and training for teachers and providers running the out-of-school programs.
I want people to know Case cares. I want our kids in Houston to have that opportunity, and that's what we're doing every day. In our sites, our staff working with kids, our community partners, every day there is a spark being lit with a new kid getting excited about what they do, that they're connecting with a friend, that they're just having fun.
For more information about Case for Kids, go to the website or call 713-696-1331.
Because if you wanted to be an engineer when you grow up, this would be the perfect thing for you. This is all about programming, thinking, repetitive, and basically all that is to modern technology in the real world.
I love after school and summer programming because I think this is where you sneaky teach, right? Students are out of school, but we keep them learning and we keep them engaged.
That is so good. These kids are really giving me hope. I'm having a bunch of kids. You know, this is a point-based system, and they're all thinking about points and how to win and how to get the bucks. But at the end of the day, they're saying, "I want to save that cow, and I want to pull that oil out of the water." And they're doing it for a purpose. And it's, I love programs that sort of meet people where they're at. And what this is doing is this is gamifying how to save the earth.
Change is the law of life, and those who only look to the past or present are certain to miss the future. As you can see, this pledge is about what we can do in the future, not the past. So I pledge to use robots to keep the water and all animals inside of it healthy and safe.
We saw students coming on stage in a giant auditorium in front of corporate pros, right, in front of judges who work in this industry, saying, here's what we want to do. How do we make the water in our school drinkable and clean?
I feel like it made me decide like what I want to do in college, what career path I want to take. Because at first I wasn't medical, but I'm really, really interested into the water system and the engineering behind it and all that.
And so it was just a beautiful day of student ideas, student innovation, and students really getting out of their comfort zone to do things that you don't have time for during the school day. So that's where after school, summer, and enrichment programming at Case for Kids is really knocking it out of the park with these school districts.
We have one of our powerful community partners, Merit Construction, and give them a hand. They are hiring 16 students.
When I addressed you at orientation, I said 4 words: I believe in you. But I also told you that you needed to believe in yourselves. And if you kept your side of the bargain, HCDE Adult Ed will keep their side of the bargain, and here we are today.
From contact to careers,
that from the moment that you came into contact with us, we were going to help you find a career pathway that will give you purpose.
If you're looking for individuals that's going to look out for your company for a long-term career, add it to your shopping cart. It's right here at Harris County Department of Ed.
They opened up a door for each and every one of us to become something in life. And to our employers, we might not have the experience, but you are going to have some of the best workers, because now you get to train us the way you want us to be in your companies. And you get to be part of our success as much as we get to be part of yours. Thank you.
Marcus Buckley.
The Harris County Department of Education is dedicated to improving the lives of Harris County area families through engaging and enriching educational opportunities and cost-effective services for learners of all ages. Beginning with early childhood education's Head Start schools and one of the state's largest adult education programs. HCDE's 4 special campuses serving students with physical, behavioral, and intellectual challenges. After school and summer programs for over 8,000 children. HCDE also provides over half of all school-based therapy services in the county. And to continue supporting HCDE's mission is Choice Partners, a national purchasing cooperative offering quality, legally bid contracts with competitive prices. Choice Partners saves members money, and the profits go right back into HCDE's goal of positively transforming lives. Such as with 3 newly constructed campuses. Recently opened is the 51,000 square foot adult education building, the 28,000 square foot High Point Middle School, and the 43,000 square foot Academic Behavior School East.
Students here on this campus who have disabilities ranging from autism to emotional disturbance. So the most unique pieces I feel that we have here on our campus is, of course, our sensory lab. PT work with those students to kind of help soothe some of the behaviors. When they would see their teachers and their educational aides in the morning, their faces just light up because they know that they're going to be cared for and taken care of while they're learning here on our campus.
And
Jamise, I think it's fair to say, I'm Jamise. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, of course.
Your full name.
Yes, of course.
Okay. I think you're good then. And then you got all your people back here. Look, I told her, I said, hey, you don't have to worry about me about this. But Jamise is like to say something.
located in the northeast portion of the county, a newly built High Point Middle School. High Point is a disciplinary alternative education program, or DAEP, for adjudicated students or those expelled from their home schools.
One of the things that was very important to the design team was making sure that we provided open spaces that were large enough to accommodate our students. What it says to our students and to our families is that we believe that our kids deserve the best.
And opening its doors during the summer of 2023 is the new state-of-the-art 4-story adult education building.
One of the great things about this building is that it was truly designed with the needs of adult students in mind. Most of our adult students are either getting their GEDs or basically their high school equivalencies or learning English, but also many of them are attending classes to improve their vocational skills. A new building with modern technology, state-of-the-art facilities, it just creates a different atmosphere, provides them with a sense of hope that they are worth investing in.
Every year, the Harris County Department of Education impacts about 150,000 students and 50,000 educators. The dollars you spend with Choice Partners goes into furthering education. As members of the co-op, you make a profound difference in the lives of generations to come and will shape the future of the community we live in. You have a choice. Choice Partners, the right resources right now.
We need to be front and center and be advocates for everything that we do. You could work at so many other places, but for whatever reason, you choose to be a part of this family. And we are a family.
Welcome back. We are back. We are. Yeah.
Know in history is that a lot of the poor
She's nervous. She hasn't read the article.
We will bring this meeting, we'll start this meeting at 1:02. And the Board of Trustees of the Harris County Department of Education is now convened in a regular board meeting on Wednesday, October 16th, 2024 in room 401 at 6300 Irvington Boulevard, Houston, Texas at 1:02. We wish to extend a warm welcome to everyone present at this meeting of the Board of Trustees. As trustees, we are here to set goals, listen to reports from the superintendent, approve budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and set policy for the district. It is not the role of the board to make day-to-day operational decisions. The management and day-to-day operations of the department are the responsibility of the superintendent. We have policies and procedures in place to resolve concerns and issues. This is a public meeting of the Board of Trustees, not a meeting of the Board of the public.
1 minute. 1 minute, please.
Not a meeting of the public. Prior to this meeting, board members received information related to items on today's agenda. Agenda items will not necessarily be handled in the order listed on the notice. The meeting is open to all who wish to attend and hear the matters discussed. During the course of this meeting, the board may determine that a closed session is necessary. In that event, the board will meet in closed session to consider matters duly posted for this meeting as permitted by section 551.071 to 551.084, inclusive of the Texas Government Code. I respectfully ask that you please refrain from talking while others are speaking and that cell phones are turned off or in silent mode. Thank you for taking time today to join us and for your interest in the Harris County Department of Education. All right, so we'll get started today with the invocation with Laura Espinosa.
Good afternoon. Let's bow our head. Dear God, today we are meeting to conduct affairs of business. Please guide our hearts and our minds in the spirit of fairness, reasonable thinking, and communication. Impart your greatest wisdom upon our activities so that our affairs may reach a successful decision. Thank you for being a source of guidance today. Amen.
Amen. And next we have Annalisa Pablo to say the U.S. and Texas Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, we don't have any public participation for open forum. So with that, we will move on to reports and presentations with Dr. Ned.
All right, good afternoon. Thank you, Madam President, Board of Trustees, Mr. Colbert. This is an opportunity that I circle the date on my calendar each year. I didn't know about Principal Month when I was a principal, but I'm glad we found out about it here at HCDE because each October we do celebrate and recognize our 4 outstanding principals here. Our principals, they play a central role, and obviously they are the primary charge agents and the individuals that make a difference in the lives of our kids. Principals are among the hardest working yet often least recognized individuals in education. They set the academic tone for their schools. They set their vision, dedication, and determination in each and every day they show up, and they provide that with the staff that's responsible for ensuring that students are achieving academic success. We have 4 outstanding principals here with HCDE leading our schools. Ms. Godfrey of Fortis Academy, Mr. Hutton of ABS West, Ms. Love of ABS East, and Ms. Waters of High Point East. These individuals work tirelessly to ensure that the needs of our students, client districts, and staff are being met. At this time, I'd like to call your attention to the monitor as our principals will share more insight into their motivations and experiences as school leaders.
We're trying to get those out.
Yeah, my person is Dr. Delane Bouillon. We're so tight. Like a portion of her name is like my password to T-Mobile. But it's like literally she gave me an opportunity and opened so many doors and coached me through it. It's like I'm obligated to just return that favor for everybody who, everyone who comes into my path now.
it's just for me an inspiring person. And that was actually somebody who was my principal when I was in elementary school. And I used to always say that I wanted to be like her, but I didn't necessarily mean that I wanted to be a principal, but I wanted to be like her. And her name is Mary Gwen, and I hope that she somehow sees this and might remember. She was a black woman, and she was a leader, and people loved her. She had this presence about her. I mean, kids would probably be slobbering all over those beautiful clothes, but she never looked like she cared. She could care less. But if you did something, she would turn around and look at you, and you already knew what time it was. That's right. I mean, she could correct you like that and then go right back to it and have those heels on.
That's amazing.
Yes, and I love Miss Gwen. And when I thought about like the career woman that I wanted to be, I said, ooh, I wanted to be Miss Gwen.
You know, people sometimes don't understand, you know, like you don't have to always have the mic to be a leader.
Correct.
Right.
Or behind the podium to be a leader, right?
Right.
Like I can be on stage. I can be a fan in the stands.
For me, it's really it's twofold. It's servant leadership. Being able to serve my staff, but then also making sure that they understand I'm not going to ask them to do anything that I wouldn't do myself.
And on that, I'm one of those people.
Yes.
Because I came up under Miss Waters. So,
Yes,
I mean, so I am 100% a servant leader because of her. And we had a good principal together.
Yeah, we did.
But I've taken that with me to the campus where I'm now the leader, and it's benefited me, the staff, and the students. So thank you.
No, that's a coach. That's a
Yeah,
mom.
we
That's
should
a leader
end on
treatment.
that. Yeah. Let's just end it there.
I got a story. I was at the rodeo. Saw you that night.
Yeah. What a time. We had a time.
Yeah, we had a time. So we went to the rodeo cook-off. And I hear my name, Coach Hayden. Now, I hadn't taught this kid since 2004, 2005.
Wow.
I mean, it's just having an impact. You know, at the time I was young, I was 20-something years old, you know, and so the influence.
Yeah. I saw a student like that. As one of the people who worked with AVID in a previous district, they asked me to come and help with their mock visit. So I'm walking down the hallway and I hear Miss Slate. So I turn around and it was a student, again, that I had taught my very first year teaching, and he was a social studies teacher there. And when I found out how old he was, one of the ladies with me, she said, dang, you're old. She said, you must be older than you look. I was like, oh my God. But anyway, you know, he was like, do you remember me? And I looked at him and I said, you look the same. I said, you look the same, just grown up.
I would not. So having, you know, them to call or to bounce stuff off when I see you all helps me, because it is a lot, and sometimes it can be lonely. You know, I had an administrator tell me that years ago. When you become a principal, it's lonely. If it's when we're together, when we see each other at our principals' meetings, or like at leadership, when we can talk to each other, or just calling each other, that makes a difference for me.
Obviously, you know, we're in a mission to serve all of Harris County and surrounding Harris County. So I just keep in the back of my mind that, hey, we're needed. These are our clients, these are our customers, and how can I better serve them?
Colbert, Parker, Ned, they have really helped me to craft a vision for my campus. I've had to alter my leadership and change it in a way where not just the adults in the building are taken care of, but most importantly, the children, that they actually can say that program is working. That program really made a difference in the life of this child, and that we need them. They're doing something great at High Point. Y'all, I can't say it any other way. I love it here. I really do. Yeah. Oh,
I go. What can I do with these nails?
I don't know. My heart look like a
Oh
circle.
no, I do it like this. I don't know.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
Wait.
yeah.
Hold on,
Go
let's
down.
go. That's from the Drake song.
That was such a neat way to profile our principals by doing a roundtable. I like that a lot. But at this time, if you guys could please stand, I'd like for everyone to join me in thanking our principals for their leadership. Thank you all for your dedication and your commitment to HCDE and the students of Harris County. I love you guys. We all are here to support you as you are to support the staff and the students whom we serve. We got a little something for you if you guys will come up. This water.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Scott, Ray. Love. And Mr. Hutt. If the board doesn't mind taking pictures with the principals, we'd appreciate it.
Well, I go through the president.
All right, Superintendent Colbert.
I just want to say, I would agree with Dr. Ned. You know, back when I was a principal, we didn't have Principal Appreciation Month. At least either that or I was highly unappreciated. Yeah, I don't think it existed. This must be like some 2020 thing or something like that. Yeah, it's bye. But I just want to say that I hold principals to high esteem, and I have a tremendous amount of expectation. Anytime I do site visits all over the country, and anytime I go to any campus, the first person I need to meet is the principal. Because the principal is ultimately responsible for every human on their campus, whether they're an employee, a student, a parent, or a visitor. There's the CEO of the building, they're responsible for me. And so when I go to our campuses, I expect perfection. And people who know me hear me talk a lot about professional presence, your professional posture. I expect people to act and present themselves equal to their titles. And I really hold that standard pretty hard, so especially with our principals. I can tell you folks and all that listen to us here and on YouTube that we have 4 principals who demonstrate that on a daily basis, whether I'm on the campus or not. And that's why, without question, our special schools are probably one of the most popular services that we offer to this county. I think that the job of principal has gotten harder since I've been a principal. I think the demand has gotten more extensive. I think the dynamics and how our society is changing, the kids are changing with it, and our principals are expected to keep their finger on the pulse and adapt to that with it also. You know, there is a lot of fear among superintendents that the principals, they're not what they used to be. And sometimes the world is changing faster than the leadership, the people who get into those roles. And so at Harris County Department of Ed, we are spoiled because we have 4 principals who are up to speed. And not only that, they're forward thinking and they're ready for any challenge that comes their way. And at the end of the day, the biggest thing is they love children. So with that, I appreciate all of you very much and cherish the day, the newly created day that was created 5 years ago for y'all that no one else got. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
I just want to also say thank you. That was wonderful. It was a very good format. The roundtable was just, it was great. I enjoyed it. And it was beautiful to watch you interact and talk about your experience. So thank you. All right, so with that, we will move on to the recognition of Head Start Awareness Month with Ms. Peacock.
Good afternoon. I'm obviously not Ms. Peacock. I am Jamise Stansel. I am one of the assistant directors with our Head Start program, and so I will be discussing October Awareness Month for Head Start in her absence. She is at a conference with the Office of Head Start. It's a workforce summit, so we're hoping this helps us with our staffing. So October is Head Start Awareness Month across the nation, and the goal is for us to kind of highlight, talk about Head Start a lot with families, with the community, so that we can kind of spread the word about what it is that we do in Head Start and why it's so important, and hopefully ultimately, increase our, keep having funding. And so in preparation for today, we have worked in partnership with communications so that we could highlight some of the things that we have done as a part of Harris County Head Start.
I want to be a scientist. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a firefighter.
For the last 25 years, the Harris County Department of Education's Head Start program has impacted 25,000 children and their families in the eastern portion of our county. It's here in the HCDE Head Start classroom with a high-quality early childhood program and curriculum where the seeds are planted for future aspirations and dreams. This is a nurturing place of wonder and excitement where children begin to understand the world around them and where they begin to ask, what can I be?
And that starts from infancy. It starts from how we talk to them. It starts from the words we use from them. It starts from the attention that we pay to them. It starts from the things that we teach them, because we want to create a successful student. Success is that student reaching its full potential.
Ooh, ice cream.
What letter is this?
B.
B for what?
Bumblebee.
A for bumblebee, absolutely. Kiss your brain.
The language, the words, interactions between humans, all of that is building a great foundation for growth and development. And so it's very important that we begin to nurture that as soon as possible. And that's what early education does.
You're getting her the stuff for some soup.
And much of what children discover and learn is through play. It's about the interaction with others. Play promotes problem solving, socialization, develops creativity, and most importantly, builds pathways in the young brain.
Letter who? Letter what? Good job. Now give what sound.
Through play-based learning, children begin to connect sounds to letters, letters to words, and words to meaning.
One of the most important predictors of a child's success is their vocabulary. Part of their kindergarten readiness is that they have at least 5,000 to 10,000 words in their vocabulary.
Open and close.
And so we make a huge push in our early childhood program to ensure that we're exposing students to every kind of books. We make sure that when we're communicating with children that we're at their eye level and that we're using words and that we're helping them to use their words. Part of being successful is being articulate.
Oval, good job. Good. Give me that, man.
Feels they were cha-chaing away, huh?
Classrooms are visited every month by the Harris County Department of Education's Head Start Super Mentors. It's part of HCDE's Head Start Significant Male Initiative. Men from throughout the community commit to at least 1 hour a month during the school year and spend time in the classroom.
We have partnerships that really help our program to excel. We have been recognized from the Office of Head Start for our partnership with Base Customs and Collision. I mean, literally, we're giving a family a chance to elevate their lives. It's the community. It's the family. Everybody has to be a part of the education of our children.
And recognizing a child's first teacher as the parent, Head Start engages the parents through the HCDE Head Start Policy Council. Head Start also helps mothers and fathers navigate the ups and downs of parenthood with tips and wraparound services. And it's in the early childhood classroom where children learn lifelong interpersonal skills, self-awareness, and how to regulate their range of emotions.
They're people skills, basically. They're the skills that you need to navigate this world. And they're foundational skills that when you learn them at such a young age, then you're building on those. And so if you want to navigate the boardroom someday, we start in preschool.
Show me which one is red.
What we know is children who enter into a high-quality early childhood program early in their lives are prepared to enter kindergarten. And when they enter kindergarten, they are much more successful than children who have not had that experience.
2, 3, 4.
Every moment in a high-quality early childhood program is a stepping stone towards a future filled with possibilities. It's here we ask, what will our future look like? And it's in these wonder-filled classrooms that answers begin to take shape.
So in conclusion, it's ironic that we have reached and touched 25,000 lives because we are actually coming up to our 25th year that we have worked with Harris County Department of Education as the grantee for our Head Start program. And so we will be celebrating our own event honoring that this on Tuesday, October 29th from 2 to 5, and we invite each of you to attend. Thank you.
Thank you. Superintendent Colbert?
First, I'd like to say that that furniture is not as large as it looks on that video. Having tried to sit in one of those little seats and have 20 little kids try to pull you up, it's not easy to do. Head Start is fantastic, and it's truly moving one generation at a time. You talk about a long-term systemic plan to try to improve our society. It starts with the little ones. And it's so impactful for our kids to start learning colors, learning how to rhyme, to learn to be curious about words. And that happens in pre-K. And with a lot of kids who would never get access to any formalized pre-K program. So our Head Start program is large, and it does the whole east side of the county, all the way from LaPorte to Humble. And they do a tremendous service, not only just for the students, but they also for the parents of the students, where we teach them how to be good parents. So kudos to our Head Start department, and I appreciate y'all very much. Thank you.
Okay, so we move on to Employee of the Month with Ms. Danielle Clark.
Thank you, Madam President, trustees, Mr. Colbert. Today we honor the October, you know what, I'm sorry. Arlita, would you come join me? Come on up here. Okay, here we go. Today we honor the October 2024 Employee of the Month, Ms. Arlita Kiles, a contract specialist with our Choice Partners Purchasing Cooperative. According to Christina Nino, a client service manager with Choice, Arlita is an invaluable asset to the team whose genuine care for others shows in her every action. Whether it's communicating with vendors about reporting or reaching out to members to check in on them, Arlita's exceptional excellence shines through, Christina said in her nomination. What sets Arlita apart is her dedication to going above and beyond her call of duty, whether it's adding an extra service touch or tackling challenging problems with a proactive mindset. Arlita never hesitates to step up. This can-do attitude is something Arlita is known for, she is one of the original members of the Choice Partners team from 1996. She was instrumental in creating and organizing Choice's first vendor expo and growing it from a small gathering here at Irvington to a large show that takes over the Humble Civic Center. Today, she works with our Choice rebate program for members. But Arlita is not stuck in her ways. Christina said it is not uncommon for her to come to staff meetings with new ideas that challenge old procedures she feels doesn't serve Choice anymore. Jane Lopez, Assistant Director for Choice, said she knew Arlita when she worked as a Choice vendor. Arlita was always an invaluable resource for information whose assistance was prompt and insightful. Jane said this demonstrates her commitment to her role. What truly stands out is her unwavering dedication. Working with her daily has been a consistent joy, Jane said. Arlita's intelligence, helpfulness, and genuine care for the success of Choice are evident. Her passion for helping our members and witnessing the growth of the cooperative from a small team to a nationwide presence speaks volumes about her dedication and enthusiasm. Our communications division has created a small video highlighting Arlita and her impact on Choice and HCDE.
How do you describe a coworker in your division who's seen it all and experienced it all?
Smart, kind, generous.
Who's that person you work with who has a wealth of knowledge about their job?
I just remember anytime I had a question, ask Arlita, ask Arlita.
And what would make you nominate your colleague as Employee of the Month?
She's Choice Partners royalty. She's a celebrity around here.
Who is this person?
My name is Arlita Kiles.
Arlita Kiles is indeed royalty. She's the queen of all things contracts and rebates and Choice Partners.
My job is to reconcile all the usage that is submitted on the rebate portal to make sure that the vendors are reporting the districts that are using their contracts.
Arlita is a contract specialist in the Choice Partners division.
It's interesting. I was interviewed by a panel of 3, and within a week of me being hired, my boss told me she was retiring. At the time, it was just the 2 of us.
Arlita's been here for 28 years. She's just invaluable to the team.
So needless to say, I was nervous because here I am, a new employee, and I have to order for the whole building, and that was at 6,300. And I also had to keep the purchasing cooperative going.
Because Arlita's been here so long, and I've only been here for a year and a half, I think that she has developed this bond with her fellow employees here in leadership and, her peers.
Her customer service is unmatched.
I come from the vendor side because my previous company has been a Choice Partners vendor for a long time. And she just always showed care for what she does.
She's a treasure. She knows where everything is. She knows, she's a wealth of knowledge.
She definitely knows her stuff.
If you're the boss, people are a little tentative to come in and say hello. Not Arlita. Jeff, let me ask you, what are we doing about this? She keeps me on my toes. She asks a lot of questions, and most of the time when she asks a question, it's a good question.
But she does have a love for things outside of contracts and customer service.
She's a book nerd. She loves to read. Her lunch, she goes and she'll sit in the kitchen, but she goes and she reads her book, and that's how she'll spend her lunchtime.
Arlita is one of HCDE's hidden gems, tucked away in the Choice Partners division.
She is phenomenal at what she does, and she is not allowed to retire.
Arlita, we congratulate you.
Please join me in recognizing Miss Arlita Kiles, the October 2024 Employee of the Month.
Okay, so up next we have the superintendent's monthly report.
Thank you, Madam President. I have three things to update the board on. First, October 3rd, we had our Heart of Education Foundation luncheon, which was really, really good. Trish, don't go anywhere yet. I'm about to talk about you, so you go ahead, sit on down, get comfortable. Y'all are up next. Yeah, that rarely happens, huh? But this was a fantastic event. It was our second annual luncheon for the foundation. And so I was sitting there and I was like, man, this is really, really good. And I was trying to think of why I was so impressed with this event. And so the thing that stood out to me is watching a combination of services that HCD provides to culminate into a fantastic event celebrating something that's really trying to provide services to the community. You know, we've had our comms division there. We've had every one of our divisions had some role in putting together a very, very well-run event. We had Congresswoman Garcia there. You know, our guest and host did an excellent job. So really fantastic, and I look forward to having our third one. Now, October 10th, Trish, we had our Choice Partners, our 19th annual Choice Partners Nutrition and Product Expo. Now, if you don't know what this is the event where there's more chicken strips in one spot than anywhere in Houston. Pizza and chicken strips and these mysterious snacks. I'm not sure what they're made of, but it's basically a big expo where kids from all over the area come to get to experiment with food and try to find out what they want in their lunch. And it was, I don't know how many vendors we had there. Trish, how many vendors did we have? 39. It seemed like several hundred. 139. Okay, thank you. But last year, Choice Partners dressed up as superheroes, and I actually missed that one. And for some reason, I kind of feel glad about that. Some of the outfits, I saw a lot of spandex in the photos. But this year, they had like a circus theme. And boy, I tell you what, our staff really got into it. And they had a gentleman walking around with stilts, on stilts. We had people dressed up in costumes, but really seeing how anxious and happy the kids are to get free food. It was just awesome. And, you know, it's really what it's all about. It's one of the hidden gems of Harris County Department of Ed that you wouldn't know that we do. And so I talked to many of the vendors, and they're clueless about what Harris County, well, I wouldn't say they're clueless. They don't know a lot about Harris County Department of Ed, but they know Choice and they know Trish. And so I heard your name over and over and over again. And so I just want to give kudos to our choice department that put a fantastic event together. I was very impressed. And finally, last week, what is with you and these hearts, man? I mean, principals, y'all got him going. We need to buy him a stress ball heart. That's what we need to get Trustee McGee. Last week, I had the opportunity to travel to San Antonio and do a presentation for TAPSY NAPSY, where we had a number of superintendents from all over the country come down. And I did a presentation along with Hilco on the impact of legislation in public education, 3.5-hour presentation. It was really good. With that, that's all I have.
Thank you very much, Superintendent Colbert. Next, we have the annual division update. We have the Director of Maintenance and Operations.
And ladies and gentlemen of the board, Mr. Colbert, with y'all's permission, I'll proceed. Thank you. Hi, my name's John Prestigiacomo, and I'm the Maintenance and Operations Director here at HCDE. And I know you're aware of these mug shots that you've seen here before, but I'd like to show you to the newest one, our Executive Director of Facilities, Dr. Michelle Williams, who in the maintenance world we just call Boss Lady. So maintenance and operations, we are the division that supports HCDE 24/7, 365 days a year. We never close. So in trying to think about how to go over the past year's highlights, I didn't want to go through the normal day-to-day type of things that you normally think about when you think of maintenance and operations. I wanted to think outside the box of things that you don't normally think about, or the majority of people don't normally think about. We do, though. This is what I like to call the unusual is our usual. And I'll give you a hint on the first one. We've had a very active weather system lately this year. So, of course, maintenance and operations is always involved in disaster recovery whenever we have to. So fast rewind back into May when we had the first storm, and then in July when we were hit with Hurricane Beryl. 24 hours after these storms pretty much closed down the city and the HCD buildings, our maintenance and operations techs and people were out and about going to sites, centers, all of our schools to check for power outages and any kind of damages that were done. Kind of like here at AB East, where the whole fence was taken down. But it's okay, we got some materials, and after a month or so, we were able to fix it up good as new. And then over here at Tidwell Head Start, we had a 3-story tree that came down on the back side of the building. Luckily, just barely missed the building, but it did impact by covering up the back exit doors. But within 24 hours, the guys were out there with chainsaws and were able to cut and clear paths so that we were able to resume classes a few days later. So the next topic I'd like to talk about is a little less serious, but a lot more fun. So I'm sure y'all know about picnic in the parking lot. That's right. We didn't have one, we didn't have two, we didn't have three, but we had 4 picnics in the parking lot. 6300, MPO, Head Start, and therapy. Now I know you're saying, JP, it's picnic in the parking lot. Why do we have tents inside the NPO lobby? Well, that's because little Mother Nature threw us a little curveball with some inclement weather. We don't cancel any kind of parties because of inclement weather. We just bring the tents inside. We brought the decorations inside. We built us a little tent tunnel out to the food trucks so that therapists wouldn't get wet. Everybody had a great time. Everybody got their food. Disaster averted again. So, but seriously, picture shows 1,000 words. The reason we like doing these events and we love setting these up, and I like to steal Mr. Colbert's word.
Hold on, is that Mr. Parker looking at what people are eating? We've seen that pose before. He's on someone else's plate.
That is one of the reasons I put this photo in here, seeing Mr. Parker cruising for, well, no, this is showing here the only time you're ever going to see maintenance operation guys sitting down is when they're getting served a delicious meal. But seriously, this shows all the people having, getting together in fellowship and enjoying each other's company, and this doesn't happen that often. And there you go, another picture, 1,000 words. I mean, where else what other organization throws a lunch for their employees that they care about and they have such a good time? I don't know of anywhere else, and I wouldn't want to work anywhere else. So just a few boring statistics. We had about 4,100 work orders completed with 12 technicians in the field, and we service over about 30 sites and about almost 800,000 square feet. We did double our meeting room attendance to almost 122,000 this past year, including our new deluxe adult ed conference rooms. And I like to say in maintenance and operations, we can build, fix, do anything. And if I can get a little hand for my people in the back there.
Thank
Questions,
you.
comments, concerns?
Yes.
Well, I'd just like to say kudos to you and your department. I consider our maintenance and facilities department like SEAL Team 6. They can pretty much do anything, and they're hard bodies. And when everybody's nice and dry and cozy and tucked up in their house enjoying their weather day, we've got people out in the streets trying to figure out how they're going to be able to get school open the very next day. And so anything that we've ever asked of, they've been able to perform and do and exceed our expectations. And I just want to tell you, I really appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all letting our place look immaculate at all times. So thank you again.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions from the board? Okay, so with that, we'll move on with an update from Senior Director, School-Based Therapy Services.
Okay. Well, good afternoon, Madam President, Board of Trustees, and Superintendent Colbert. I'm very pleased to present Therapy Services Annual Board Report. But before I do, I would like to take just a moment to recognize those of my central office staff who are able to be here today. We have 9 managers on our team and 4 administrative personnel that together support our 169 therapists and growing. We're more than that now this year, that work out in the county, in our school districts, in charter schools, all throughout Harris County and beyond. Would you guys please stand up? These ladies together work to support all of our therapists. They do anything and everything that is needed to make sure the therapists have what they need. They have their materials, they have their training. If it's delivering a laptop to the field because someone's laptop broke, doing a little hand holding from time to time, whatever it is, our therapists feel that dedication from their management team and our administrative team and that love. And I think that that is what helps to create such a successful division that we have. And I'm very, very blessed to have these ladies on our team. Thank you so much. Okay, so therapy services. What exactly does therapy services do? We provide services to children, teachers, and families, including occupational therapy, physical therapy, and music therapy. We also provide management services to school districts and charter schools. But what does that look like? So I want to draw your attention to this picture that's up on the screen. This is one of our students. This is a student that one of our physical therapists has worked with for quite some time. This student is now in high school and he has muscular dystrophy. He utilizes a power wheelchair to get around the school, and as his muscular dystrophy has progressed, he doesn't have as much use of his arms as he used to. But he's a high school boy and he wants to do a lot of things. And this year, one of the things he wanted to do was to join the welding class that was offered at his high school. So our physical therapist joined with the welding teacher, and together they created the system that you see. It's a table. The welding teacher actually built it. It's got a cutout so that he can drive his wheelchair up into the table. The physical therapist identified just the right height. If we support his arms, he can move his arms enough to be able to manipulate the welding device, and he's in the welding class this year. So that's a pretty cool story, but that's one story, one of over 7,000 that we have every day that are out in all the 33 school districts that we serve. So what do OTs and PTs and music therapists that work in the schools do? They identify barriers and they remove barriers so that kids can do the things that they want to do and they need to do. Whether it's participate in a welding class, be in the marching band, we've had that one, or do the things that they need to do in class, learn to self-regulate so that they can manage their behavior, or write a paragraph when they don't have good use of their hands, or they have dyslexia or dysgraphia, and they have trouble getting what's here onto the paper. Our therapists identify barriers, they remove barriers so that kids can be successful at school and in life. And we do lots of other things too. We provide services to the educational community. We have leadership groups for music therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy. These meet every month virtually on Zoom. We have professional fieldwork students that do their clinical rotations with us. We provide professional development, and not only to our own staff. With the assistance of technology, we can open up our workshops to those all over the state with no additional cost, just a camera. We run TechSpot, which is a website that provides authoritative leadership to those who are practicing in school-based therapy all over the state. And TechSpot has a sister publication, it's new to us, News on the Spot. This takes the information from TechSpot and delivers it directly to people's inbox. Data highlights from the 23-24 school year. We served 7,792 students, 4,986 educators in 33 school districts on 651 campuses. This is a breakdown of the students that we served by their disabilities and the types of educational entities that we served, for a total of 33. And a list of the contracts that we had last year with our ISDs and charter schools. And our top 5 contracts: Cy-Fair, Katy, Houston, Spring, and Spring Branch. This is a graph of our client satisfaction over the last 10 years. The highest you can be is a 4. We come in pretty close to that every year. Last year we were a 3.79 for overall quality and overall value. Key highlights from the 23-24 school year: we presented locally, at the state level, and nationally last year. A few more key highlights. I mentioned that we had our occupational therapy, physical therapy, and music therapy leadership groups. Last year was our first year to include OTs. It was our first year for our OT leadership group. We saw the participation in those groups increase each month as we went through the year. And this year, for our first meeting in September, we had 101 participants from 47 different cities around the state, and one person from Greece who was representing the Greek Ministry of Education. We have our second meeting tomorrow, and we have 244 registrants for that meeting right now. News on the Spot was another initiative that was new for last year. And in its first year, its inaugural year, it grew to a readership of over 800. I think this speaks to the need that is out there. In Harris County, we like to say we identify those needs and fill those blind spots. And Harris County, the therapists who work in Harris County are so lucky to have this organization to provide the kind of support that we have. But across the state, they don't have this sort of thing. And so finding ways to be able to provide that support and take it beyond Harris County without expending any additional resources, it's literally a camera on a laptop is all it costs. I think you can see the need because people are showing up. We also received a grant last year from the Texas Council for Developmental Disabilities with the help of our grants division to bring a national speaker to our therapists. And with the help of IT, and again, a camera and a laptop, we opened it up to the entire state, and we had 180 therapists and educators from across Texas attend virtually. We trained 20 professional therapy students, including 3 doctoral level capstone students. These pictures are from one of their projects. This was a comfortable cafeteria project. This teaches social emotional skills to young children, and it gives tools to teachers so that they can help kind of foster these skills continuing on. This was so successful. This program last year was instituted across the kindergarteners level at one of the campuses, and this year, because of its success, the campus decided to institute it school-wide. So trends that we're seeing: continued growth in our division and a continued need for therapy personnel across the county and beyond. Even this year, with the tight budgets, our division has grown. Legislation to ensure students with dyslexia and related disorders are identified and receive services is increasing the need for occupational therapy. The hiring market remains challenging, just like it is for everyone. But through the reputation of this organization, our division's outreach initiatives, and the salary increases that were approved by this board, HCDE is well positioned to meet that need. What questions do you have?
I'd just like to, thank you for your leadership and all your therapists. They advocate and support some of our most vulnerable kids in our county. And the school districts not only provide the savings that therapy services bring them, but just the level of professionalism and skill that you bring to so many students in the county. So thank you so much for what your therapists do. Thank you for your leadership and the leadership of your administrative team. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to echo that and say thank you so much. This work is incredibly important. My family has been impacted and helped by therapy services, and it's just been amazing. And I recognize how important this is, so thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Crabb, I have a question.
Yes.
I was looking at the list of contracts.
Yes.
And I noticed 2 Houston, Harris County area major school districts that are missing from this list, Klein and Aldine.
Okay.
Do we know why they're not participating?
We have served both of those districts in the past. Some of our districts come and go. We haven't served Klein or Aldine for quite some time. They have their own therapy division. Klein in particular, many of the therapists that we trained probably 20 years ago are now running their therapy department for them. Some districts just, for whatever reason, choose to want to be in control and run their own therapy division. And so they do send their therapists to our professional development. They also attend our leadership groups, so they are benefiting from our leadership in
So
that way.
they are serving their kids. I was just worried that
Yes.
somehow they,
They're,
you know, there was
they're
kids
doing
out
it
there
on
who
their
weren't
own.
being served. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other comments, questions from the board?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so any other reports from board members concerning attendance or participation in board or HCDA related conferences? Trustee Duhan?
Hi, guys. I would just like to commend Dr. Carruthers for her successful execution of the conference for after-school programs for CASE. It was beautiful. There was energy in the air. Everybody was spread out showing what they can do for kids, and it was really an amazing way to see all of these groups come together, and I'm just very proud to be a part of it and to watch you put all of that together. I know it was a big group effort, but I'm greatly appreciative of seeing what all you're doing, and so keep it up. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Duhan. Okay, any report for committees from the board? Okay, seeing none, we can move on to monthly financial reports with Dr. Mesqua.
I always clear the room. Okay, these are the financial highlights of September 30th. It's the first month of the year, so a lot of the numbers are going to be look a little funny because it's not. It's only 1 month, and we haven't received any of the taxes. So to just bear that in mind as we go through this. This is all our information is posted on our website, and we do have the 4-star that was received last month. The balance sheet total assets is $38,554,377, liabilities of $3,331,305, and equity of $35,203,073. This is an estimated fund balance. We still have, we're undergoing the audit, and you will see the last presentation in January for fiscal year 2024. But for the first month of the year, because we have not received taxes, so we have a less revenues than resources than expenses of $1,954,931, and so that reduces our cash flow to $35,203,073. The indicators of and ratios, again, these numbers are, because it's only 1 month, so that makes the numbers look really high, 715% versus 569 of the percent fund balance. Again, those are going to be more in the 25-30% ratio when we get to the end of the year. Working capital, $35 million at this month versus 23 at the end of last year. Unassigned fund balance, again, it's only 1 month, so we're at 87 versus 81% this month. Debt to income ratio, we haven't paid any debt payments for this year. It's just the first month. We usually pay in August and also in February, so you will see those in those particular months. Tax to revenue to total revenue ratio, again, because we have not received any of the tax revenues, and you will be adopting the tax rate later on, you will start seeing that as it started in December or January. The same thing with indirect cost ratio. We start receiving those grants, you will start seeing a percentage calculated there. Fee for service ratio, again, that went up from 8% to 13%, and those are the contracts that have continued to go up, and there's a good spike in doing those. And so the growth ratio, where it used to be at minus 35% for after COVID and so, slowly starting, it is now 137% of the year before. There's no amendments so far. It's just the first month of the year. And so revenues or inflows for the first month were $2,015,821. Total billed and received of $3,888,879, or only 3% of the overall budget. In terms of outflows, a little bit higher at general fund at $3,970,752. Overall, $15,420,912, or 9% of the overall budget year to date. And a lot of these are to do the grants that we have to spend them first and then draw them down, the funds down the following month. The first month we had cash donations of $44,450, in kind of $13,708.52. Primarily donations to Head Start, the various Head Starts, after school Case for Kids, some of the donations for those two major divisions. The values that we received from the appraisal district, $665 billion. And so when you look at the first month, the amount certified was 597, and now it's at 621. And so what we hope is that this 44 million that's pending becomes all certified so that we can meet the 665 billion that is projected for the year. So what we look at in this particular report is we hope that the values that are from the appraised value are the ones that are going to hold up versus some of the other estimated values. So should that hold up, then we'll meet the projected values for the year. Taxes, again, because it's the first month, we have not received any significant collections. You'll start seeing those in the month of December and January. Again, the same thing, same trend as we were a year ago in terms of the first month. Our disbursements for the month were $2,643,256. All of the documents and information are posted on our website, all our check registers, and the detail is part of that, including the board packet. Segment data for the first month, overall, again, it's just the first month, so you'll see a lot of negative variances. Center for Education Success, 171,021. Records Management, 89,825. School-based therapy, 1,118,980. And schools of 1,435,765. Choice Partners continues to be on the same trend, upward trend for the first month. So the benefit variance is at 1,293,406 for the first month, and so we hope that that continues each month so that we can break the record that they can break the records that they had last year. No budget amendments for the month, and then the foundation we have equity of 452,958, and the details included in the balances in some of the activity for the month. In terms of our revenue projects, we had a PFC meeting earlier today. We continue with a small business program for construction. We have, as of September, the amounts in the CIP that are the equity balances, $3,330,836. Retainage payable that on all the projects of $1,282,052. And the 24 maintenance notes, now they are at $14,456,116. That's what is pending to be used as of September. We have Duratech, the retainage for the Irvington project at $116,010. So overall, all the 2020 projects, they're all at 99% with just pending the retainage payable for some of the projects. In terms of the maintenance notes, we have the majority is Irvington. Some of the other projects haven't gotten started, but Irvington is the one that is continuous. And so at that point in time, we're still to be spent from that fund, $3,727,082. That is the report for the first month of the fiscal year, September 2024. What questions do you have?
Questions from the board?
The next report is the investment report. And we have the investment policy that's been certified by the Government Treasurers Organization of Texas. We received the notification, so we'll have that until 2026 as a renewal. The investments as of September 30th, we have $54,989,143, and in the PFC pending $334,526. The investment types that we have for the portfolio, we have 44% in Lone Star, 7% in Chase, 15% in Texas Glass, 13% in Texas Star, and 21% in TexPool. So it's as we get the tax money, the percentages are going to vary more in the 20% across each one of those categories. The PFC is 334. Again, the majority is in our TexPool at this point in time. When you compare the portfolio from this month to a year ago, we have 21% more of $9.5 million more than we had a year ago, and that's basically because of the maintenance notes that were issued in this fiscal year, in last fiscal year, and so there's an increase in amount of cash available. All our funds are pretty much overnight at this point in time in our pools, and we've for the first month we have earned $261,102, and the fiscal year for the PFC $2,299. We've been earning 4.95% on our investments, and that's a little bit less because of the Federal Reserve that reduced the Fed funds rate by 50 basis points on September the 18th. So as you can see, it's a little bit less than the last few months as it was climbing up, and now right now it is holding at between 4.8 and 5.1. And so these are the rates that are available in the market. So you can see that the majority of those are going to be within a range of 4.9 to 5.1. That's the investment report for the month of September. What questions do you have?
Anything from the board?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Move on to our action items for consensus. Are there any items that the board wishes to pull? Okay. So do I see a motion to, so moved, Trustee McGee. Seconded to pass the consensus item? Seconded by Trustee Cantu. Any discussion? Okay, and we'll put it to a vote. All in favor? Okay, motion passes 3, 4, 5, 0.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right, so moving on to our action items, non-consensus. The first one is action item 7.1. Consider approval to adopt tax rate of .004799 per $100 valuation for tax year 2024, fiscal year 24-25, in accordance with the Truth in Taxation laws codified in Chapter 26 and amended by the 88th Legislature.
Oh.
Motion by trustee Cantu, seconded by trustee McGee. Any discussion?
I have a quick overview, and the motion doesn't require any specific action, so it can just be a general action, but I'd like to give you the background on that. 665 billion was property values growth. The tax rate has been decreased 31% or $4.55 since 2013. The rate in 2023 was 0.0048. It is the plan that the board adopted to move with the tax rate was 0.004799. And the motion, the recommendation to adopt is to approve the tax rate of 0.004799 per 100 evaluation, which is effectively less than the 2023 tax rate.
Trustee Cantu? So if you can just say the motion. Oh, yeah. You already did. Is that okay? Okay. All right, so any other discussion? All in favor? Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Next is to consider ratification of amendments to the AIA G802 agreement with the English Plus Associates Architects, job number 20/043IA, in the aggregate amount of $102,770 for services associated with storm damage from Hurricane Beryl, to include roof repairs and a new generator at the new Coolwood Head Start location. Do I have a motion? Motion by trustee Duhan, seconded by trustee McGee. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Next is consider ratification of HCDE Schools Division 2024 through 2025 Professional Development Plan for 8/26/2024 through 8/31/2025. Do I have a motion? Motion by trustee Duhan, seconded by trustee Dick. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Number 4, consider approval of the HCDE Reports Management Division to purchase 4 2024 Chevrolet Express vans from Parkway Chevrolet, Inc. for an amount not to exceed $204,828. Do I have a motion? Motion by trustee Duhan, seconded by trustee Dick. Any discussion?
I got a question, but I can't make this thing work. I just want to know what that gets us to. What's the amount of vehicles that we have now?
Hello.
Sorry, I can't make this thing. Yeah, you're like.
That's okay. I can hear you. The amount of vehicles we have currently, we have 3 working vans, 3 disabled vans, 1 disabled truck, and 2 working trucks.
Is 4 going to be enough?
Yes, we'll replace vans that's not working, and that will be enough. Plus the trucks that you just approved not too long ago. So thank you.
That's what I was concerned is because we just purchased some
Trucks.
So
Yes, these are the vans.
putting you guys in a good position that
Or?
we'll need to reconsider again very soon.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Number 5, consider approval of change order number 1 for the Barrett Station Head Start Playground with EMA Sports Solutions LLC, Inc. for site work, civil work, and playground surface, and delegate authority to the superintendent or his designee to negotiate, finalize, and execute change order number 1, extending substantial completion to 9/18/2024. Cost estimate of work to be completed or corrected, $8,500. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Duhan, seconded by trustee Cantu. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Okay. Under the Texas Government Code pursuant to any and all purposes permitted by sections 551.001 to 551.084, including but not limited to 551.01, 551.074, and the board is now in executive session. Thank you. stealing water.
No, it's exchanging.
Oh, okay. Semantics. Oh, because that's filtered water versus spring water.
Boom, boom.
I like a, already had this conversation. Okay, we'll now call this meeting back to order at 2:46, coming back from executive session. And the first thing is there any discussion on possible action items regarding future agenda?
Just have a question for the superintendent. I heard that we had a great fundraiser for the foundation. Sadly, I wasn't able to make it, but I just wanted to inquire if we were going to get a report on that from the foundation, how much money we raised.
Sure, we can arrange that. We can have that for next month.
Anything else? All right. Okay, so with that, then a motion to adjourn. Motion by trustee Duhan, seconded by trustee Cantu. All in favor? Or any discussion? All right, all in favor? And motion adjourned. I'm taking 5-0, motion adjourned.